Aside the fact that it's about time that Clara sees that Debbie is not a good friend, the question is, what is Clara's sister doing in Jonathan's house? Because your sister, which is Clara, has stated to Teresa that she is no longer interested. Is Teresa automatically making herself Jonathan's wife? Because I don't see why she is there. You better pack your bags and go back to wherever you came from. I wish Emeka can receive some more punches from Kenneth, because he really deserves it. He needs it. Because I see no reason why Jonathan would decide to believe you instead of believing Kenneth. That is always telling him the truth. Debbie thought she has won. She was celebrating that everything has gone according to plans, not knowing that something is cooking up for her. You better don't celebrate yet. Wait until Benny finishes with you. Jonathan has completely made himself to become a fool in front of his friends and family. Even his daughter does not have respect for him anymore. You can imagine the way Benny spoke to the father, even though she was stating fact. I mean, the way she presented it to the dad shows a lot of disrespect. Who caused it? Jonathan did, because he was being manipulative, and now Benny has discovered that Jonathan is only using her as a tool. Now look at Emeka using Jonathan to give an example of a marriage that is destroyed. Can you see the person you are trusting? And even up to now, your mind or your head is still not open to know that he does not mean well for you. Teresa should better thank God that she did not end up losing her life in the process of trying to control Jonathan, because Jonathan is just a fool, somebody who does not know his left and right. But that Emeka went out to drink, and when he got home, Teresa confronted Emeka. Where are you coming from? Did you actually took your daughter's money to go out there to have a drink with your friends, and now you are drunk? Emeka was still insisting that he was never drunk and that he did not take the daughter's money. In fact, Teresa is calling him a thief and decided to walk out on Teresa. Teresa held him back. You can't do that. Emeka eventually pushed Teresa down, and Teresa eventually hit her head on the table, and that was how she fainted. Emeka was now troubled. What am I going to do? What can I do right now? But hold on a bit. Emeka was drunk. How did he suddenly realize that somebody's about to die in his hands? I was thinking he would go upstairs to sleep as somebody who is under the influence of alcohol. But then he has seen trouble. His eyes were now open. Went to the kitchen, brought water, and was sprinkling on her. Yet Teresa was still lying lifeless. What is Emeka going to do if Teresa eventually loses her life in his house? How is he going to explain this? The only option Emeka had at that time was to rather call Clara, but he chooses to drag Clara's sister to the hospital, which is a very good move. But the question is, how is Emeka going to pay for the hospital bills when Emeka has not even seen food to eat in days? Can you see how irresponsible this young man is? This is what happens to a man that decides to listen to foolish advice. All right? Having Emeka as your friend is the worst thing that has ever happened to you, but you don't know it. Now look at Teresa fighting for her life, all because of you. You are the reason why she is there. And according to him, since he does not have money, the only thing he can do is to put a call through to Clara. Yeah, is that it? So you think that Clara is going to forgive you if anything happens to the sister, all in the name of I don't have money? Is that what you're saying? Clara was just having her dinner when she got the message from Jonathan. The first question is, why is Jonathan texting me at this time of the night? And when she eventually picked up her phone and saw that message, she decided to run to the hospital to meet up with the sister. Because how can the sister be in the hospital? Who took her there and what happened exactly? She needs some explanations from Jonathan. But look at Jonathan sitting at home with Dan and Kenneth drinking when he was supposed to be at the hospital, at least supporting the person that you took there. Jonathan was at home drinking. Even when Kenneth said, young man, you are being very wicked and selfish at this point, because you are the reason why that lady is lying down in the hospital struggling for her life, and here you are drinking. Are you not supposed to be there at least to support her? It will be some form of apology to her. But according to Jonathan, he has done what he needs to do and let the sister take it from there. he doesn't want to take care of it, she should forget it. Are you serious right now? This whole issue would take you to the police station if you're not careful, because she can come out and lay an allegation on your head. At least you write petition and you be arrested. That is what Jonathan does not even know. In fact, I don't know why Jonathan is mixed with Emeka, because Emeka will always support him. I don't know why you're always putting your mouth in things that does not concern you. You can imagine the kind of person you called your friend. Now look at Debbie subfacing after a long time, thinking that all is well. Again, she started. Have you seen? Why would Jonathan do such a thing? Why would Jonathan push your sister down and abandon her in the hospital? You see, that's the reason why you shouldn't be with a man like that. You shouldn't be with a man like that. The best thing is that you left him. You can imagine. But having said that, the best thing is for Clara to have left Jonathan. When Clara said, I'm not interested in that marriage anymore, can you imagine that Clara started saying, oh, you don't want to discuss about your husband. What else is more important? This is exactly how to know that Debbie is not somebody that is straightforward. Debbie, why are you speaking from two sides of your mouth? One minute you are here, the other minute you are speaking the other way. What is wrong with you? But thank God for Benny. Benny's rushed in, greeted the mom. They were very happy. While they were exchanging pleasantries, she asked Auntie Teresa, has my dad come to visit you? She was so upset to hear that the father left Auntie Teresa in the hospital without coming to check up on her. Can you imagine? That is some sort of irresponsibility. Debbie asked her, where are you going? Where are you going? And then she reminded Debbie that I have an issue with you that we have not set. I was eating with you on the dining table and my phone, somebody received a message from me, which I didn't send. So I know that you sent that message, but when I'm ready to get my answer, I will definitely come and you are going to provide that answer. And that is something that is very shocking to her, because she thought that all these things is close. She thought they can't trace it to her, but it's gradually coming to you. So be prepared for karma. You cannot eat your cake and have it. Okay, Clara, having heard that, asked Debbie, is it true that you used my daughter's phone to send that message? Listen, you're my friend. You know I love you so much. All right. But if I discover that you are involved in this, I will not spare you. All right. Debbie is really in a serious mess right now. Yes, in a serious mess. While Emeka was still chilling at home with Jonathan and Kenneth, Benny came back and was yelling at the dad, Dad, what sort of irresponsibility is this? How can you abandon Auntie Teresa in the hospital and you are here drinking? You are here drinking with your friend. What is wrong with you? I know that this girl called Benny is a smart girl, right? But the way she's approaching the dad is a little disrespectful. In fact, it's disrespectful, even though she's speaking fact that the father was supposed to be at the hospital because she's really the reason why the woman is there. I mean, the manner of approach is very, very disrespectful at this point. But she doesn't even care. According to her, if you want to be respected, then you start acting as a man and stop acting as a child. Yo, Benny, you are really, really going too far with this. Emeka was so surprised when Benny left to, her room. Emeka started saying, nobody will disrespect me like that. No child will do that. I will crush her with my hands, And then Kenneth had to go to the room to meet with, Benny, to advise Benny. You have done well, but don't allow what is going through your dad, what your dad is going through, what he's doing to affect you, because he's already doing that. I know that you have fact, you're actually speaking the fact, and I support you with that. But next time, when you want to present anything to your father, there should be a way, that you will show your father some respect. Don't talk to your father like that, okay? And she was very happy, according to her, that this whole thing is overwhelming her. Yes, indeed, it's overwhelming her. She is tired. She's tired of always, agreeing to the father. She's tired of allowing the father to manipulate her. She's tired of all this that is going on. She just needs something new. But then, look at Emeka, still putting it in Jonathan's mind that Kenneth is probably molesting the daughter upstairs. That is, I don't understand. Are you telling us that Kenneth is so stupid that he will come all the way to Jonathan's house when Jonathan is at home, sitting in his sitting room, to go to his daughter's house, his daughter's room, to molest her? How stupid In fact, and Jonathan is not even smart enough to know that this whole thing is not true. He was still convincing him that the daughter does not trust him. And that is why she went to meet with her. What do you mean? This guy called Emeka is really, really evil. He's an evil person that should not be seen as a friend. Unfortunately for Kenneth, Jonathan went upstairs and met Kenneth hugging the daughter, Benny. And that provoked Jonathan so much. What are you doing hugging my daughter? Are you crazy? And Kenneth was very angry that Jonathan would be accusing him of molesting the daughter. It's like, is he crazy? And then they started, getting into serious argument that caused the fight. And when they came down and they were actually exchanging words, and Emeka immediately went to meet with Kenneth and said, what you did is wrong. How will you go up there? But I love the punch that Kenneth gave to Emeka. In fact, Emeka should receive more of this. I mean, he deserves it. Emeka deserves more of these punches because he's really manipulating everybody, manipulating Jonathan especially because he has made him to become a fool that does not even know anything. That is what Jonathan has become. But Jonathan was still arguing. When the daughter came down and was talking to the father, how can you choose this your friend called Emeka instead of you to listen to your other friend called Kenneth that is giving you advice? You decide to choose this person. Now look at your life. You can imagine that your own daughter already know what is going on. She is that smart to discover that the friend that you have is not a good friend. Yet you are still allowing yourself to be manipulated by Emeka. This is total foolishness. This is total foolishness. And then at this point, Kenneth has given up on Jonathan. That he does not want to have anything to do. He cannot continue to be friends with somebody that is a fool. Jonathan is in serious trouble. But then we will see what will happen to Jonathan on the next episode. Please like the video if you have not liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I will bring the next episode as soon as it drop. But for now,